Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God chapter 585. That's so crazy. Or season 3 episode 168. Extremely excited as always. Yama was in the thumbnail this time around, so yeah, I'm extremely excited. Because we get to continue on with the Yama and Yusracha stuff, which I really like. Especially going back, watching other people's reactions and stuff last week after doing my own reaction. I just feel like, like I said, in the end, the one who really killed Yusracha was still Traumerei. Traumerei took out the core and all, but I was just left wondering, and I feel like we kind of all were, why is he still around? What's he cooking? What's he gonna do with him? But I actually think he might have a little bit more to go. We might get some more talk with him and Yama before he dies, and this might also give him a bit of time since the book they took is fake. If people are going to be coming after them as well, it gives him a little bit more time maybe to go out in a blaze of glory, one last big thing. But even if he died last chapter, even if that was it, I still think that's good. He really died. He had his big moment standing up against Traumerei and died there. But then he spends the rest of the little bit of time he has left in the story guiding Yama forward, kind of pushing Yama to where he needs to go next, brokering this whole deal with Robadon and so on. And also hinting at Yama about the Acronac stuff and everything, which I love last chapter because it confirms or reconfirms that Yama's an important part of the story because he has something that even the 10 family heads fear. So often it feels like characters kind of get shoved to the background or lost in the shuffle, but this was just, reaffirming Yama's importance, which I really love. So either way, I hope we get more of Yama and more of that stuff like we saw in the thumbnail. But there's also so many more amazing things going on. I want to see all of these characters. So either way, let's just start reading. We'll start reading chapter 585. We have the doors flying open. Oh yeah, I want to see what's up with this lady working for Proust, I suppose, who took the book. Alright, we have Yama walking out of one of the windows. Oh? He looks shocked. Is that like a net trapping them in? Wait a minute. There's a shield surrounding the town. Okay. What the heck is that thing, a floating ship? And I thought when Proust was talking to Gaston and they were like, I have the book carrier and our strongest warrior, and they showed Dumas and that other person, that made me think the other person was the book carrier. They already had the book. But no, Proust is going to get the book. This chick just got it. So since Dumas was with them, does this give us Dumas versus Yama? And then again, Yama is still, they've kept bringing it up, still tired from the nest, because really the nest was, so much has happened since then, for us as readers, but the nest for the characters was only a couple of days, maybe? I don't know. It depends on how long. For Yama and them, they're making it seem like this was a couple of days, but for Bomb's side of things with the hotel, that was, well, it was at least 1 or 2 nights, but one night for the hotel competition and one night beforehand, before that, when they were on the way there. So maybe this is as short as 2 days time for the characters. But what the heck is that thing, a floating ship? So it would make sense for Yama to still be tired after fighting against, kind of fighting against Traumerei. Alright. Who's that woman? Okay, the book person. And why's she running like that in the middle of the night? And is that a book she's carrying? She's heading for the floating ship. Could that be the real book? Is the book we have just bait? Okay, so Yama immediately realizes they've been had. And we do see Dumas. The silhouette there. Yama starts coming down. Who are you people? Hey, what book is that? Let me see it. What? Hand it over right now. Oh, we have a weapon coming in. And it cuts between them. And it looks like it was a spear, and Dumas grabs it back. That's him. Who the hell are these people? Yama? Run. That's Pobedow's third strongest warrior. Okay. So I love when series do this, when they hype up they're the fifth strongest or the third strongest, because then it's like, so you're telling us there's more? So if they're the third strongest, you gotta assume, I'm assuming they're counting Gaston, since like Pobedow's strongest warrior. I'm assuming they're counting Gaston as number one. So was number two Hugo, because Hugo's up against Robadon right now? Or is number two somebody else we haven't seen? Like, I know a lot of people are probably underestimating Bellerir, me as well. He is the second in command, but I just don't feel like he's second strongest, but maybe I'm wrong about that. The third strongest warrior. And it looks like they send another attack. Dumas. Yama lifts an arm to block. Alright, gets blasted backwards. And he does manage to block it, but it looks like his arm is messed up afterwards. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, like down to the bone kind of messed up. He's so strong. Yama can't catch a break, honestly. Like, again, if we're counting that it was only 2 days since then, so Yama fought against Yusracha, then immediately from Yusracha into Traumerei, then from Traumerei into Catan, then from Catan into, what was it, Giscard, and now from Giscard to Dumas, all within the span of like 2-3 days. Yusracha, are you okay? Yusracha, I mentioned it last week, just a compilation of all the times Yama yells Yusracha. Pobedow family. High ranker, Pobedow Dumas. You're finally here. High ranker, Pobedow Richmont. Okay, or Richmont, maybe? Thank you. Thank you for... Sorry, I was just looking back up at him. Thank you for coming. Are you from the battleship? That's right. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I've spent my whole life guarding this book. My whole life's purpose is to hand the book over to you. Are they going to kill her afterward because her purpose is over? Now I'll finally see the battleship. They take the book. Yeah. And there's... We genuinely appreciate your services, blood flies from her. But no one can know about the existence of this book. Alright, she dies when she hands it over. Giscard appears to be dead. I didn't think he was suited to this assignment anyway. Let's go. The family head is waiting. And that's, again, there are only 1,000 high rankers. So whenever high rankers are, like, presented as weaker, I'm just like, this is nuts. There are only 1,000 of these guys in the entire tower. So for them to be considered on the weaker side is crazy. The family head is waiting. And they start to move back up to the ship. Gaston's Library, Part 6. Gaston's Library has been a pretty prolific little title segment here. Combat area between Robadon and Hugo's carrier. Vice Commander will be annihilated if this keeps up. Every single one of them is at least as powerful as a ranker. Damn it, those cheap Lopobia bastards. Hang in there until backup arrives from the battleship. We're seeing all of Kirin's goon squad. I wondered what my grandfather was up to. He was planning a feint operation against Kirin's army. I knew he wasn't a traitor. Or does he mean with Kirin's army? Isn't that right, Catan? Yeah, right. And he thinks the whole plan's going wrong. But if we attack Kirin's forces here... So I think what the translation should have been, he was planning an operation with Kirin's army, because Kadede still thinks they're working together. Since Kadede isn't in on the plan like Catan is. And that reminds me, there was a translation mistake last chapter where they translated it as Robadon saying, you know, Goruro, even if, like, we disagree, we're from the same family, but in Korean, it's just like, even if we disagree, we're from the same family. So they don't mention names, and you can assume Kirin is who he's talking about, because that makes logical sense. So I don't know why they threw in Goruro. If we attack Kirin's forces here, we'll be considered traitors. There must be a way. Commander Catan, there's a warp signal coming from the warp gate. What? Who could it be at a time like this? And how could you open the gate for them in the middle of a battle? The transmission code belongs to Laura. Okay, so is it Bomb Squad? Or even potentially what's going on with Jin Sung, who was on the way there? What? What's Laura doing here? And the ship comes through and opens up. The people on board have exited the ship. Hurry up, alligator. And it's Bomb's team. It isn't Laura. What? Then who is it? Why'd you kick me? Because you annoy me. We see Bomb's team. I like Bomb's outfit here. I like it. Just normal everyday outfit. Well, they say they're associates of the Slayer candidate. What? And then Bomb sees the battlefield. What a mess. I love Kun's attitude about this whole thing. I wonder what this person Kirin is like. Among the Lopobia family's branch leaders, Kirin and Robadon are the family head's direct descendants who remained with him the longest. Okay, so confirming that I was saying before, Robadon is confirmed a branch head because Laura had said like he's the founder of the branch that he's the head of. And I was also saying that it's unclear if Kirin's also a branch head, but I thought he was. I thought it would make sense for him to be a branch head, but there's always the chance that he was just like second in command and not actually a branch head. So it does seem like Kirin is the head of presumably the Kirin branch, and Robadon, because Lilial uses like a mountain lion type thing, I'm gonna say Robadon is lion branch. That's what I'm going with. He and my father have known each other for ages, but their relationship hasn't been good for a long time. My father spent countless hours in battle, while Kirin stayed on the battleship and looked after the family head. On the outside, Kirin seems like a loyal servant who will do anything the family head tells him, but my father always told me about him, about how he takes advantage of the family head's reclusive nature. I'll upload the data I have about Kirin's army to your pocket. Be careful if you meet him. They're your enemies in this war. And now we see Kirin's army. That blazing red armor, with its monstrous design, that must be them. Andrasi? Yeah, I know. Let's go. And she uses the bong bong. Alright, they warp bomb in. And he uses Shinsu Beam. Captain, we have some unexpected intruders. Are they from Robadon's army? If so, then great. No, sir, they're not with Pobidao's army or Robadon. What? He looks like an irregular. Alright, we have him and Andrasi. I love Andrasi's outfit here too. Looks really nice. I love as well the armored dugongs. They're so good. They're not that strong, he thinks. Okay, we have these G-shaped attacks flying in. Oh, it's it Gucci attacks from Hugo? Oh, that's great. And then Robadon's just tanking it with his... At first I was thinking tree thing. I think all of us were saying tree thing. But then I kind of thought last chapter too, is it like hair? It's probably tree. But it might be hair. I don't know. And yeah, we have all the G-shaped attacks coming in. A moving tree. Oh, well, okay. Well, I can't believe how sturdy it is. And it did have an eye on it, I think. So it's probably a living thing. I guess his, if he's an anima as well, I guess it's a Shinwei. Why'd Hugo have to target the transport ship carrying the beastkin of all things? I need to hold out until we receive word that the book is in our hands. Then we can pull the troops back without either side inflicting any damage on each other. Why do you just keep defending yourself? This is very interesting because we see that Belarir's playing both sides, and it's hard to tell if he's loyal to Gastang or not. Hang with me here on this tangent. So, it seemed like Belarir was moving the Pobedao army, and Kirin was moving the Lopobia army, like at the behest of revolution or whatever, and they were manipulating the war from the background. But then, when Gastang was talking to Proust after locking up Traumeré, it seemed like Gastang knew what Belarir was doing, which makes me think, is Belarir double-crossing revolution? Is he actually loyal to Gastang somehow? Definitely wouldn't feel like it. And it makes sense as well if he's the one feeding information to Robadon. Again, playing both sides and turning the Lopobia against each other to maybe make them easier for the Pobedao to defeat. But Yama could be somebody who messes up this entire plan, because they knew this stuff was going to go down, and they sent people to get the real book because Gaston wants to get his memories back. Well, Yama could be the one to screw all of this up if he beats Dumas and takes the book, because a Slayer candidate getting involved just isn't something that the Pobedao would be planning for, you would think. So actually, that could screw this whole thing up, if he does actually get the book and bring it back to Robadon. Why do you just keep defending yourself, says Hugo. You must be hiding something on that transport ship. Okay, fine, I admit it. I'm not strong enough to pierce this tree on my own. In that case... Okay, she puts the weapon away. I'll have to use my beloved designer item. This was made by the most in-demand blacksmith in the tower nowadays. She has a new weapon. It's from my absolute favorite collection. It's so cool looking. Alright, new kind of whip sword thing. Elegant Destructor. Black Mandarin. Okay, really cool whip sword thing. Ignite. And it's an ignition weapon. It tears into the tree that Robadon uses. I pierced it. Okay, are we going to see more of his powers? This is my chance to attack. Okay, we're seeing a high ranker transcendental skill. Alright, transcendental skill. Elusha. Alright. We see a blast of light. It worked. You're finally fighting me properly. Oh, and he lifted his arm up to block. I didn't expect her to have such a powerful weapon. No wonder she's a high ranker. I can't just keep defending myself like this. So, you've chosen to attack me, have you? You're going to regret that decision, Hugo. I never bother with regrets until everything's done, teehee, so it doesn't matter. If I defeat Hugo now, it'll be even more difficult for our fleet to avoid an all-out battle with Pobedao's army. But if I avoid Hugo, all the beastkin on the transport ship will probably be killed. Neither Hugo nor the beastkin's lives particularly matter to me in this war, but I don't have a choice. I'll have to keep my promise. Gran Abuelo. Brace for impact. Okay. Is Gran Abuelo the name of the tree? Brace for impact. And protect the transport ship. What in the world? Are you trying to hide? And she attacks again. Again, I love all of her insane poses. Hugo is amazing. In the primal... Really? Primal Punch. Didn't Cha use a move similar to that? Didn't he use something similar to that? But yeah, Primal Punch. Coming from Robadon. Okay. Insanity. Everything's just getting turned to scribbles. Even the words. What the hell? What is this light? I've never seen anything so bright. Shit. And Hugo gets blown away. He got me. All I can do is laugh. What a magnificent attack. Again, insanity. Doing this to a high-ranking 10 family, a high ranker, with one shot. That attack was truly a work of art, Robadon. That's nuts. That's incredibly crazy. Because Hugo was a higher up, a high ranker in a 10 great family, and just essentially got one shot. So that shows how far up there Robadon is, as probably the strongest fighter besides the family head himself in the Lopobia family. And it just makes you think, like, the number 2 members of, like, and even number 3 members, if we're counting, like, Kirin and Robadon, Dumas and whoever else, like, the top members of all the great families, how crazy insanely strong are they? That is nuts. Also, the Primal Punch thing is interesting. Or was it like, I know he uses Tairim, like, I thought it was like Primal Move Taidim or something. But I swear Chai used something that was similar to Primal Punch. Or maybe it's two different things in Korean and they're just translating it the same. But yeah, that was a very, very, very good chapter. So Bomb is here too, fighting Kirin's group in order to prevent Lobodon's group from doing it and getting branded as traitors. But he did mention, he's like, if we take out Hugo, it becomes harder to stop the war with the Pobodao because they're going to be mad at us for taking down Hugo, unless maybe he spares Hugo's life and tries to explain things, but who knows if that'll actually work. But right now it seems like it's hinging on Yama Yasracha. It feels like it's hinging on them. Like I mentioned, Yama has fought 4 high rankers, and not just any high rankers, but one of them was a family head, one of them was a Zahard's army corps commander, within the past 2 or 3 days in series time. And on top of that, you have the 3rd strongest in the Pobodao family, Dumas, plus another high ranker there right now, and he doesn't currently have any backup. Luckily, Rot is close to Victor, so anybody from this Victor group could go over to help, like Bomb could go over to help. It's like, that's the easy way out. Bomb's the easy one. So any of them could go over. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to think about this chapter some more. Okay. I'm kind of bummed out that the one random lady got killed where she's like, my life's work was to protect this book, and then she died, because I thought it would be hilarious to just have, she looked very normal, to just have a very, very normal looking character be that important. It's very on brand for the Pobodao as well. But yeah, she got taken out, she fulfilled her life's duty. They're like, wow, Giscard died. Huh, yeah. Couldn't cut it. And again, wild to say these things about a high ranker. And wild too, coming from a high ranker that I don't even remember his name at this point. Richmont, I think. Yeah, wild coming from him. He does not seem important. He didn't get hyped up like Dumas did. Also, like I said, there are 1,000 high rankers. I guess every time one dies, somebody else is like, yes, I get moved up. So it's crazy to me. All the high rankers we've seen die in the story, there's probably like vacancies popping up for high rankers left and right because of the plot of Tower of God. But either way, I'm going to end this video. I don't want to ramble on too long. I did enjoy it. It was just normal fight chapter for the most part. I'm excited for the Yama and Dumas stuff. Really excited for that. I want to see Dewan and Doom get involved and do some stuff, because they haven't done some stuff in a while. I'm extremely, because, you know, big FUG fanboy, I want to know what Jinsung's doing. Jinsung found out about all this stuff, so I want Jinsung to show up. I want Karaka to come out of hiding in his little world of darkness. He just sees Bomb show up, he's still watching with his observer. Karaka getting involved, Dewan getting involved would be cool, because Dewan getting involved, I think I'd like a lot, just because everybody hates on Dewan a lot, and not for, you know, completely bad or wrong reasons. She wasn't that great in the walls, to be honest, and in the early nest also wasn't that great. I feel like in the late nest onward, I wouldn't say I came around to liking Dewan, but I came around to not disliking her. So I feel like Dewan's a character that needs some time in the foreground to prove herself, to do some good stuff, and to get, like, the fans on her side. So I would like to see some cool Dewan stuff. Like I mentioned before, I thought we could have potentially gotten Hugo versus Dewan, which would be cool, but there were people saying that, oh wow, Hugo's probably showing up to show how strong Robadon is, and it turns out they were right. Hugo showed up, was hyped up to show how strong Robadon is, taking her out. But either way, that's it. Thank you. I already said I'd end the video, but failed to. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter and my thoughts and reaction. I'll try to do another Tower of God video sometime this week. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask and I can give you a link. If you'd like to help support the channel, drop a super thanks down below if you want. Or you can hit join down below to become a member. You can become a patron at patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. And people who are patrons and members get One Piece a bit early and a shout out at the end of every video. So thank you so much to people who are already patrons and members. Thank you so much to Evan Hawley. Thank you so much to Magical Girls FR Nono and Smeller Dog, to Cheriton student David Langstaff, to Slayer candidate SG, and to Pure Element Pate Ardealo. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all so much for watching, being here for Tower of God Sunday. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time.